I've seen the other YouTubers' videos. All of the top tier Pokemon Sleep influencers are saying it. Munna and Musharna are not worth your time, your energy, your biscuits, your money, your mime, your synergy, your minutes, your honey. So today, they've left it to me to offer the counterpoints to why you should be considering capturing a Munna. And I didn't think I was going to have any space to make a relevant Munna video, but here we are. The point is, don't rule out the taper just yet. Happy screen time and thank you for subscribing for Pokemon Sleep Rotom Foolery. Some players should be hunting Munna. There, I said it. I'm actually going to cover reasons both for veteran players and for new players that you should consider. And maybe none of these reasons are valid for you, and that's fine. In a couple weeks after the Cresselia event, go ahead and come back to this video and just rip me in the comments, and I'll respond with a big old, which hopefully you also leave on the video before you go. But at the very least, today, you should walk away with a little bit of thinking to do about why did they add such a bad Pokemon to this game? The best Pokemon Sleep players are prepared for any circumstance. And my approach to the game, as I team build, is to try to put myself in a situation where I can be successful no matter the circumstances. So the very first thing I'm going to offer you, yes, is speculation. But after that, I'm going to give you a bunch of real reasons that you should for sure be considering. We are anticipating a new mechanic introduced into the game that allows players to collaborate, working together toward a common goal. And the Cresselia video announcement from Pokemon Day seemed to hint that this would be happening for the Cresselia event. Now, full disclosure, we don't know any of the details yet. We don't know if there will be milestones to hit in the event. We don't know if those milestones will be individual or collective. We don't know that there are going to be rewards for hitting milestones, or whether those rewards would be individual or collective. But because this is a mobile game, we could reasonably speculate that there's going to be some kind of progression and some kind of thing that you get for doing that progression, and that it should be different from how we usually play the game because it is an event. It is special. It should be a little different. That's how events work. But if we're being honest, we're mostly here for the gold seeds and whatever else we can siphon from the shop, because there's no guarantee that you could even get a good Cresselia. Okay. Event details are forthcoming. Have I made that clear? But in the past, the thing that we've always consistently been trying to min-max is Snorlax strength. And from that vantage point, sure, rule out Munna because there are other better options for long-term play in the game. But could Munna's skill be a clue for what's coming in Cresselia week? Could individual or collective milestones be based on Dream Shard production? Of course, Snorlax strength plays a big role in that as well because of the spawn counts that it produces, but also Dream Shard Magnet could play a significant role in that. I believe that Munna's main skill could be pointing to Dream Shards being a significant factor in the Cresselia event. And if Dream Shard Magnet happens to be boosted along with the standard type bonus for the event, you would be satisfied to even have a very stupid Munna on your team. Not saying that's gonna happen. Who knows? Let's continue. The next thing to consider. If you are limited by your amount of Dream Shards, then running a team of Munna late in the week in the Cresselia event might not be the worst idea. We are assuming that we'll see the standard type bonus, which means that during the event, even a Munna would be triggering its skill during the second week at main skill level 4. Dream Shard Magnet level 4 is nothing to sneeze at. And if you happen to find a Munna that at level 10 had skill level up M, it would be triggering at level 6. Maybe you've already invested main skill seeds in a Swalot, but if not, then you would be hard pressed to find something better to run for Dream Shards than this stupid little flying pig thing. Not to mention, it will be triggering its skill at 1.5 times the usual rate. It's like having a sub-skill of a skill trigger S.5. Additionally, you could run Mr. Mime on your team as well. It will also be triggering at a higher main skill level and at a higher rate. Even if you don't need it for its ingredients, it could be triggering Dream Shard Magnet for you if you were running a team of Munna. The next point here, we don't know what Cresselia's main skill will be. And full disclosure, I'm kind of expecting that it's going to be another Helper Boost Pokemon just like the other legendaries we already have, just now for Psychic types. Although I am hoping it will be something more unique. But assuming they stick to their one legendary per team rule, Cresselia is going to be OP at something during the second week of the event, when its main skill would also be boosted by 3 and triggering more often. And if that skill is anything special, then maybe Munna is a psychic Pokemon that's unique that you want on your team, whether you've evolved it or not. Or maybe you want to evolve one and not evolve a second one. Obviously that also depends on you just catching a Cresselia, so good luck. But one should be achievable for any player. The next scenario, if you are a brand new Pokemon Sleep player and you happen to find this video, and I'm honored that you are watching this, maybe you're joining the game because of the Cresselia event. You're out there trying to figure out how to play this game, what to do. All these other YouTubers have said, Munna is bad. Well, for you, Munna is probably the best thing you could go catch right now. Its spawns are boosted, so you're going to be seeing it a lot more often. You're going to be generating a lot of candies. Make sure that you go to Reddit, get on the mega thread, and add 50 friends if you haven't. And by add 50, I don't mean go drop your friend code on the thread. I mean go type in 50 codes, because then you'll actually get the friends. If you're a very new player, you're only operating off of Greengrass Isle, and so all of the reasons that people are ruling out Munna don't apply to you at this point in the game. In a couple weeks, we will very, very, very likely have Psychic Berry be Snorlax's favorite berry for the Cresselia event, and that's 2 weeks of guaranteed double strength that you can't otherwise guarantee right now in the game. And so at this point, you can forget those comparisons between Munna and Chikorita, between Munna and Mankey, although we're comparing the evolutionary forms of those, but none of those apply to you at this point because those comparisons are for an island that you're not going to be at for a few months. You have plenty of time to hunt for a Chikorita if you're a new player. Don't stress about it. Don't give up on Munna by any means at this point if you are brand new. And if you're in that situation, catch that Munna, make sure it is on your team every night when you're sleeping to just give it that free experience, because in a few weeks, it's going to be your absolute best option for 2 weeks straight. And it will put you in the best possible situation to succeed at the Cresselia event. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, it is highly likely that Munna's main skill will be boosted during the event, and so you in the early game are going to start rolling in Dream Shards, allowing you to level up other Pokemon you're catching that you want to make stronger. It's a win-win for new players. Maybe you're not a new player who's here just for the Cresselia event, but maybe you're new enough that you still don't have Lapis Lakeside unlocked. And even for those players, I would say definitely be hunting Munna. Even though the Chikorita line, Meganium, is the best option you could take to Lapis if you're looking to use a berry specialist. If you are planning to use a berry specialist at Lapis Lakeside, you should be catching Chikorita, Mankey, and Munna, because you could be on that Chikorita hunt forever. I just saw somebody on Reddit who was like at 38 friendship level with Chikorita and is like, is this the one or should I keep hunting? And it's like, how many Mankey have you caught? I know they haven't caught any Munna because it wasn't released yet, but it's like, if you're going to use a berry specialist, you should be trying to catch them all, because you could hit that jackpot of the great nature and subskills on any of those, and it would be the best option. You just never know with this game. Next point, and hopefully the veteran players didn't drop off because this one's back for you long-term players. I think we can safely assume that the holiday event every year is going to be a boost to Dream Shard Magnet. That alone is a reason to catch a Munna, even if it's not the greatest one. If you were to roll a Psychic Berry during that holiday event in the future, it would hands down be one of your best options to be running during that week. And let me be clear, I'm not saying go catch a Munna, go invest in it, use it. Like, Be smart about this. Sure, catch some Munna while they're boosted. If it makes sense for the Cresselia event to drop some candies on it, do it. If you're a veteran player, you probably have lots of handy candies that you've been sitting on, unless you're not playing the game wisely, in which case you should probably save a little bit more of your resources. That's the tip. But go catch this Pokemon while the spawns are boosted, in case you stumble onto one that's useful for you later. You can always invest in it later. You can't invest in something you don't have. And I'm also not trying to throw out an idea that you should catch new Pokemon just because they're new, but we do already know that in a few weeks, there will be 2 weeks where this Pokemon will really benefit your team, or could really benefit some of your long-term goals with Dreamshard production. And we know that before the end of the year, there is very likely another opportunity that this Pokemon would be relevant. I'd say that those are good enough reasons to at least roll the dice on a Munna. And for the love of Arceus, do not use a Moonstone to evolve Munna unless you are sure that you want to be using it. Weigh out the opportunity costs of what spending those sleep points to buy a Moonstone from the shop would be. And I would predict that there will probably be a Moonstone in the event shop. So if you have one that you're looking to evolve to Musharna, and you are willing to wait a couple days into the event to evolve it, like you'll have it for the full second week, that's when it really matters the most. Look, just saying, we don't know what the event shop is. Maybe we'll get a data mine a couple days ahead and you'll know for sure if it's worth evolving or holding off, but the point is, you probably don't have a reason to evolve a Munna into a Musharna until at least right before the event, if not at some point during the event, or later this year. If I've given you something to at least think about, and if these takes are hot enough for you, give it that thumbs up. And if you want to be a great Pokemon Sleep player, please subscribe to this channel. I can't guarantee that watching my videos will make you better, but hopefully I'll just keep giving you things to think about. And ultimately, that's what helps us make the best decisions for each of our accounts. Let's do this again sometime. Happy researching.